Here we go. All right. Hello, y'all. Sorry, I'm like an hour and a half late, but I slept late too and stuff, so had other stuff going on as well. So, um, anyway, this if you seen my little live stream from the store yesterday, um, I had a conversation with someone. Let's see, what's today? Tuesday. About this, the conscious awareness. You know, when your true self was activated, that's what they were talking about. It's a family member. I don't want to say who, but anyway, it's a close family member. But anyway, um, talking about when you were a child, when that moment came and your true self was activated, you were no longer. The person described to me like this, like the way I felt, and it just was like, wow, I've been trying to describe that, and they described it in 30 seconds, like you until that moment you were just like a robot, like just going through the motions, and like your family, your parents were just um how did they put it? Um they were like
Well, there's a point in your life where you notice you're separate from your parents.
that's what they said. Yeah, that they didn't feel connected to their parents, and then when that activated, when they got
Yes.
clicked, yeah, they
Mm.
felt that connection with their parents. As before they didn't. And that's the same. That's what I've been trying to say for how long, and they said it in like 30 seconds. Um, they're a lot younger than I am, but they understand everything that I'm trying to say. They understand what I'm trying to say, and they'll come back and say,
Mm-hmm.
we're in my confusion where I'm trying to say it. They'll get it, and they say, "Oh, I know exactly what you're trying to say," and blah. There you go.
Well, they're
But
closer to the feelings of
right,
because they're younger. Yeah. You
yeah, yeah.
remember.
Um, but that was just. I wish I could have done it. I was gonna do it yesterday, like I said, but I had plans there and stuff. Something come up there, so.
Busy, busy.
But yeah, busy. Been doing a lot of stuff and everything. So I gotta go do some stuff this evening actually. So and I do apologize again for being so late. But shit happens. So
Life
yeah, life happens. But
Do you like it or not?
right. Um. Anyways, there. Um. Yeah. The I just want to share that experience there with everybody, and it. You know. And if anyone out there has an experience like that, they'd like to talk about, uh, make a video about it or something like that, and get it out there, because we need more talk about this kind of thing. That's why I've been trying to do more of this, stuff than anything else. Um, so you got anything,
Oh, yeah.
your experience with that?
Well, we were talking so many subjects earlier that we said we weren't going to talk about on air. So now I have no subjects.
I'm so sorry.
but no,
I'm
but
so
no.
sorry. Well,
It
no,
is important. Your parent-child relationship is
yes,
very, very important in the development
yes,
of us. And apparently, we're seeing, you know, hurt upon hurt upon hurt. And now we're at a point, we're seeing, in a very short period of time, generational
yes,
damage
yes,
magnifying.
yes,
And, right now we're being flooded with distractions, flooded with the impending doom of World War III. But literally, that's just to distract us. And the best way to stop a war, and it probably will happen because it's going to be food shortages. Food
Yes.
prices are going to spike.
Yes.
And we're not paying attention, preparing, doing greenhouses, just, we're just letting it happen. We're going to let the disaster happen.
This is something, I've been working with locally, talking with people and stuff, and a lot of them, they do see a lot of this stuff, but like I've said before, there's a lot that they still don't fully understand of what's going on, but they're like that. My friend I was at the store with, she does her own garden. She can't, fully provide for her family with it yet, because she lives in the town area, but, it's growing, people are starting to see that more with what's going on with that, but,
yeah.
But like about the parent-child thing, I wanted to say that, this person, they, the parent-child bond, they had that with their dad, when their dad passed, that just, just flew their world into chaos, total chaos,
Yes, that happens.
They've been, struggling here the last few years with that. And these little talks with this person, really, it helps me more so than it does her, because I went through the same thing, with losing my dad at that age. They were younger when they lost their dad, but that connection with them, I was talking with her about this stuff, the what they call having the sight. That's what my dad would call it, where you can see things and things, and you pick up, you sense things about people, like how I would do the paintings and pick up from the audience and paint whatever I was feeling from them. That's the way this person is. And there are times where, something else is controlling your hand. That's what she was talking about. She says, I can't do it no more because of that. That's that connection with the upstairs there, doing that. But, when you pick up from people and express that, it comes out, and you can't control it. And that's what scares this person. And she needs, like I said, it's helped me a lot too, talking with them more than they know. And I will tell them that. Wish I would have that night, but I was just overwhelmed with what, she had told me there. And it was like stuff that I had been trying to express.
Yeah, we all have the same feelings. We're all the same on the inside. That's the scary part. We're all looking at each other and we don't like to admit it. And we're all projecting on each other. We're all the same.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, like I said there, though, if anybody out there has had an experience like this, talk about it. Don't let it bottle up and stuff, because that's what, because nobody believes this person about these things that they told me, when I can go and tell the same people and they believe me. You know what I'm saying? It's that that they've had that heart of a life, where they don't believe them type of thing,
What do you mean, like the electrical energy you feel like when you do a painting, or who inspires the painting?
Right. Yeah, they don't. They say she's crazy on drugs when she's not. And everything. So
no, she's just probably higher vibrational and different and more sensitive and more perceptive to nature. People notice the subtle things.
Yeah. Yeah, she really is, and there's other things we talked about that I can't talk about on here, obviously, so, that was the main thing there, not to, when somebody tells you these type of things, have an open mind about it. Don't shut them out. Don't say, oh, they're crazy, drugs, when this is for real, this stuff. I have met people, like I've said before, I've met people that's like that too. Where they do the same thing. They sense the same things, like they call it empathy, but it's much more than empathy. It is, what would you call it? I wouldn't even call it. It's ES, the extrasensory perception. That's how we're supposed to be. Able to, in order to better be able to understand each other. That's why we are made this way.
Yeah, but then, that's great and fine, but sometimes it's best just to pretend like you don't know and just sit down and listen to the person, and you'll be pleasantly surprised that you can't really know what they, you can sort of logically, just from conditioning and series of events, but you never know unless you just shut up and listen to the other person. And you never know what's going to happen in the future. Right. You never know.
Right. Like Truth said, painting, guitar, music, even harmonica, all good, even in crocheting. Cool. I can't do that.
Artistic expression in a million ways. With a million raw materials. You can take free material and make something wonderful.
It's like last night I was talking with someone on Facebook, chatting with them. And we was just exchanging music back and forth. And he's like, you just made me smile, I want more music. And I'm like, man, it's like 1:30 in the morning. But, still, I love you too there, Truth to Breathe. But it was like anything you do to make people smile, that's what I'm
here for. Laugh and smile and fix problems, collaborate nicely. We're adults. Learn how to treat each other respectively, give each other time to voice their opinion in a group, and be able to work and solve problems in small groups.
That's what I've been doing there with people that I've met. That's what we've been doing. There, because with the group, when you get in a group like that, and when we get long breaks and stuff, so we spend a lot of social time around each other, so a lot of these topics do come up that we talk about on here. So but like I said, I don't expect them to know the things that I know. The level I'm on, I don't expect them to know and understand what, when they talking about some of this stuff. And I'm just sitting there like, man, I could just,
you can't just
tell them everything, but you can't do that. You've got to do it.
They have to go on their own path and just
do their own research.
Yeah, it's a hard, long process. Wouldn't it be nice if somebody that learned it all could just hand it to another? But you can't. Everybody, you got to work hard and to figure it out. But of course, you learn from each other.
Yeah. Oh man, and I have learned a whole lot from these people.
You don't know what you don't know.
My friends there, I've learned a whole lot. Like I said, there's a lot that I can't talk about. So,
topics you don't even know exist.
Exactly right.
We've all
never thought of.
Millions of puzzle pieces.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's
infinite.
Yeah,
but that's life. That's fun.
Right.
It's fun to learn.
It is.
Flex your brain muscle, flex your body muscle, educate. Food is important to help you.
Yes. See, that's another thing there. My friend there, she was talking about what they had her prescribed.
Oh.
Okay. And I told her, all the stuff that I've done and researched and learned and stuff. And I told her, I said, you don't need none of that stuff.
Yeah.
That if you had the proper diet and everything, you wouldn't need.
Pills don't work. I just had
because she said they don't even work.
Yeah, they don't work. They do more harm than good.
Exactly, and that's what I said. What the diet. We eating all these GMO foods. It's not really nutritious for you. I mean,
What is it that Dr. Berkman?
yeah,
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't have links and stuff, but there's a lot of good information now to learn what to avoid and what to
right.
eat. But yeah, people don't know.
Hmm.
I mean, it was funny. It was kind of ironic. I posted just this one video, and it just showed a 1950s diner, but people crashing into it and tearing it up. And as they're crashing in on the top, it said burgers, fries, and milkshakes. And it's just kind of ironic, but that diet probably would tear you down to where you would go crazy and tear up a restaurant.
Right.
But yeah, diet is so important to your
That's
mental depression, all that,
and
anxiety.
I had some links I was gonna show, but y'all, like I said, the pineal gland activation. That's what I was gonna talk about. That's what activates your true self is at that age. I would say, from what I've read there. I'm not an expert here, y'all, so y'all do your own research on that. But that's what I had to explain to her what that was, and that's why I was looking in and reading back up on that stuff too. So, but
Well, right now we just need to get off our butt and physically do stuff, Glenn. The time to sit and think and the philosophy and the collective conscience, that's over. We're about to freeze our ass off. You don't have to use none of your brain to prepare for the winter.
yeah,
Look at the squirrels gathering nuts. I mean, we have to gather greenhouses and heritage seeds and stuff. But yeah, after we do that and have a good diet, our third eye would be wide awake, wouldn't it?
yeah.
And then we would be able to create this beautiful stained glass windows and paintings and pottery and woodwork.
Yeah.
That when we just go out and see all of these beautiful things glistening in the sunlight that we created, along with the garden and the fruits and vegetables hanging ready to be picked, we'll feel good.
I say, yeah, that's right. And that goes the diet. That goes with this. These extrasensory abilities we have. The proper diet. Eating the right foods. Like,
well, back in the old days, they did have it because they had the good diet. I have an extraordinary story around the 1850s. It was so common. If you go in newspapers, you'll see story after story of where relatives across the country hook up when, one crisis is happening to another. The relative would always know it, always know what's going on.
Yeah.
They just back then, it was so common. It was just common because the electric air that it's electric field magnet we live in.
Yes.
So but then slowly we pick up the telephone to talk. When used to, relatives talked without the telephone. I mean, look at this, whales and dolphins. They communicate across the world.
I could say this, this person at work, I was asleep one night. I've come close with this person, but kind of. But anyway, I was asleep and I woke up at like 3 a.m. and that person popped into my head, and I talked with them that weekend, and they had a kind of an accident at that time. And, when I woke up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it was like, holy shit, there's that connection there.
Yeah, it happens.
They're aware of this. I do believe.
Yeah. Even
I've talked with you about this privately, So, but that's the kind of connections we're talking about, where you just know things about what's happening with these people, with the people you're connected with.
Around with, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, one morning we woke up at the farm, and the lights in the trailer were out, and it was a bright sunny day. And immediately my husband said, "Oh, somebody hit a telephone pole." And then sure enough, our buddy did, right down the road.
Okay.
But Eric knew right away what happened, why the power was out.
I could give you more examples than that, you know that.
Oh, yeah.
But that's just one of the most recent ones that I've had there. So it's just weird, you know, how that happens out of the blue. You're not even expecting it, like boom.
Well, it is good. It helps you along when in the tough times.
Yeah, it does.
It helps you along when you're being attacked, because all you do is you pray for the person attacking you, because karma's going to get them. You don't have to do nothing.
That's what we talk about too there at work too. You know, how these people there where we work, how they look down on all of us because we're just janitors, you know.
Oh yeah.
But you know, we're cleaning your fucking toilets, people. You know what I'm saying? You have clean facilities, because if it wasn't for us,
in beauty,
you wouldn't be able to go to the bathroom. You
go in the woods like the bear. Get bit on the butt with a bug.
Foxy, there, you just got to click on the little camera thing. I put that in the chat box too. Yeah, that's so funny. That's what they said. You know, they look down on us, but
that reminds me of when I was a waitress at Lord and Taylor, and the people that worked there, they had to dress real fancy and come in and treat us kind of cruddy, but we made tons more money than them. We got tips.
Right.
You can make fun of me.
I don't care. I mean,
I don't care.
No.
I know, it's, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we were laughing. We were talking just last night. You know, we were talking, you know, if there was a Lamborghini out in the driveway, that would not make us happy. That would probably make us really unhappy, because we'd have to go get a garage and cover it and make sure it doesn't get boo-boos.
Right.
But then we were even reflecting the other cars we bought, because we bought the new truck. But then what we miss is that truck we paid $500 for. That it was an F-250, rugged. It was all beat up, smashed up, scariest looking thing, but it just ran and ran and ran, and I just loved it. And so it's all your perspective. You know, you think you want that shiny car till you get it. You know, you can cause more problems.
Yeah, that's like I said, you know, it's people think they can buy your happiness like that.
Oh, yeah, materialism does not make you happy. That's what, yeah, we were reflecting that. Yeah, because, you know, we were just kind of freaking out, and because we're about to start another house, and then we're like, why? You know, we need to just take a little vacation. I mean, we're going to probably put it off a little. I mean, I hope we can, but yeah, you can run yourself ragged. You get addicted to the rat race. They mind control, you know, acquire, get material, you know, but you need to really.
In the end, that don't mean shit. How much money you have, it don't mean shit. It's how good of a life you've lived and how you tried to help others. That's what matters in the end.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't, oh, I was a millionaire, but it's zillionaire, you know. I owned 5 corporations and blah, blah, blah. I had all this power, but when you die, you ain't shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but you know what I'm saying. You ain't that means nothing. That means nothing. It's how you treated people. That's how you treated people is what matters in the end.
Yeah. Hi, Foxy.
Point blank there, y'all. That's the bottom line. Treat others well, and you'll get treated back in return the same way.
Well, it's always up and down.
Exactly.
We're all moody, and I don't treat people nice, and then the minute anybody pisses me off, look out, and then I have my defense mechanisms where I act like craziness to keep people away.
Oh no.
So it's hard to control yourself, and everybody else has the same problem. You don't know what's going on in anybody. If somebody's really struggling, it's hard to help somebody.
It is,
but then helping other people, you don't think about your problems.
They gotta want to help themselves first.
If you're sitting there thinking you have problems, then the best thing to do is to help somebody else, because there's always somebody in worse shape. Everybody you meet's in worse shape than you, literally. So you do have it better than anybody else you meet. So we just have to be humble and try to.
Yeah. Well, it's like she's saying, Jesus is the answer. I see it. I don't give it a name. This spirit. It's just there. But that's what directs you is your inner self, your inner spirit. That's what directs and guides you in your life.
It would be great if there was a Jesus, but
that's a whole nother debate. I'm not getting into. I don't have time to get into that.
You can't give it a name of an individual and a man.
That's what I'm. That's up to the individual to what helps them the best. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. We all have our path. In our own
your path. That's right. I see it as that. It's just live a good life. That was the teachings that he taught. Anyway, was to do good. All the good that you can, and to help.
You mimic. You take the best out of every book, the best out of every story, and you implement it in your life, and you can learn everything from everything.
That's right.
And I mean, a movie is just as real as the person you meet on the street. I mean, it's, a book, you open it up, that's real. The story, the characters in that book, they're written down. That's real. The person,
that's so true. Thank you for saying that, Pintrest. I'm sorry for interrupting. Poor folks help many more people than the rich people does.
Yes. Oh, definitely. Big corporations.
Thank you for saying that.
The individual donors are more
That's 100% true. Yes. My dad, man, he would give you the shirt off his back, and we was family of 6.
Oh yeah.
We needed everything we had, but he still would do what he could to help people any way that he could.
Oh yeah, poor people always take their food stamps to buy each other loaves of bread and whatever. I mean, like, they're all poor, they're all grouped, but then one has a little bit more than the other, and they're always sharing. Always, they're much more social and tight knit and helpful and generous with each other. Because once you get shiny objects, you got to keep people away, because they might borrow them, they might scratch them. And sadly, I've seen people do that once they acquired the house and stuff, they shut everybody out. They became alone hermits and amass stuff. And you were allowed to look at it and ooh and ah at it, but you couldn't go in and enjoy it. And that goes back to where I enjoy my $500 car more than the more expensive one, because you can use it. I am talking too much. I had an energy drink.
You're fine. Don't apologize.
Do you know, you're quite right, actually, Firecat, because yesterday I had an accident, and it was horrendous, actually. And the only individual, strange public member in the post office that came up to help, none of the staff, and my wheelchair got broken. I got injured on the right side, and I had to call, literally, like, what do I do? So I'm calling this company out on an emergency basis, stuck in the bloody embarrassing situation, all on camera. but not one of the staff. And I had to, I just can't believe this. I had to say, excuse me, don't you have an incident report book, you know? And in the UK, they're meant to. I got the injury, I could sue their arse off. And it's just the mentality of some people, and this guy is arrogantness come over, and I messaging my sister. She's in South UK. She can do anything but just messenger, and it was just obviously, you know, today I'm like worse for wear, and I thought, hold on, you know, there's so many people that just look down in their phones, don't look around. And this guy must have been in a queue. I didn't see him. And the way they position these little barrier things, it's really, some able-bodied people don't think, and it's just like, I thought I could negotiate it, and then I crash into a wall. So, yeah, and there was nobody. I mean, nobody bothered to move up this one highness of a guy.
That's
And I,
horrific.
yeah, and not in the staff. And I'd like, and I was so more embarrassed and shocked, and I was being me stubborn. I said, oh, I'll be okay, and I knew I would, because I didn't know what kind of damage I was in until I ended up trying to report it to the staff, and they didn't want to know. They didn't call an ambulance, nothing. And I ended up stuck there, literally trying to think of my feet, so to speak, what to do. And I'm literally sitting there. Well, the first thing to do, get the wheelchair repaired. The leg side, I can't move, and it's too dangerous to travel back home, because it just wouldn't get back. Luckily enough, they were kind enough to come out and repair straight away. So. And then again, I tried to report it to the management in this place where I was, and he was patronising to me. The question is a third degree questions that I caused it, and I said, all due respect, I said, I know my rights, blah blah blah, and I mean, the way he was questioning me, and the way he was like, didn't ask if I was okay. Didn't even ask if I needed any first aid. Nothing.
Mm.
And do you know what he said? I said, when I speak up for myself, and I'm like, I was texting my sister, and I was saying to her, she was responding back. I described who this guy was. Like, I've been this place many times, and when it gets wet, it's even worse. But the new design of the place, I said, hold on, you're a subcontracted company, like, of this national post office chain in UK, and surely there's another bank I've gone to, and their access are very good, and they got really good policy, but being this national public funded post office in UK, there's one branch it's quite a large area, and I've been loads of times. And they've got this barrier up. They haven't got anything in place to help people in my situation. And don't forget, if you've got buggies with people, or the kids who are off, the past 2 weeks they've been off. So the post office get busy with loads of people and people from work. And then I'm in a massive wheelchair. So it's like, bloody, I'm having to look around everywhere. And I'm just sitting there like, obviously, can't do nothing. And then I just said to this engineer was so kind as well. That's two people, so that was two independent, different people. I don't know, and usually when I've had to have a repair, it's like I'm waiting forever. But this guy was so nice and helpful as well. Apart from all the staff in the store, and they were absolutely useless. They were just like, I just couldn't believe it's all on camera. I said, look, you take cameras, the fault is that the design of this layout, and I've been here loads of times. I'm getting weaker in my body, right? So my weak side, why should I have to speak up and try and raise the assistance of the staff behind the counters if they're busy?
I'd say around here, it's like, it's totally opposite, when something like that happens, you see everybody trying to help.
Yeah.
Even the
That's
people.
Around here, everybody would help.
Yeah,
it's like Andy Griffin around here. Yeah.
Maybe well, not that extreme.
It is here.
But,
that's a rare.
If they see somebody in trouble like that, they'll help them. But
Yeah.
there are times that I have seen where, people just walked on by and there was only, like you said, a couple of people, but of the whole, I could say almost all the people I know would stop and help somebody like that. And I have seen that happen. But there are them rare instances where, that happens. And that's really disheartening to see, but that don't let that discourage people, you people out there listening.
Yeah,
because one time at a mall, this lady went into a diabetic shock, and my friend had the wherewithal to help her. Everybody else freaked out and ran away, but she ran up to the lady, and the lady had a piece of cake in her purse and gave her the cake, and then she was okay. And she had to literally put the cake in the lady's mouth.
Yeah.
But everybody else just ran away. So you have to help.
I think it's the way. Sorry to interrupt. The in UK, well, I don't know if it's anywhere else, but what I've noticed in my area, the decline in well, I think it's more to do like a student, they're trying to be a city status. So the way things have been going for weeks and months now in this area, it's gone really sort of like very selfish mentality in a lot of these younger generations. People, yeah. And when I've before this happened on the Monday just recently, I've had all this ill health going on, and I thought I'll do my little bits I can do. But I've noticed more and more with nationally, there's a thing with the cutbacks going on as per usual, but more so in one's area, and it's always been the mainstream media. And then the mentality of the people, so why should I bother? Why? You can see it in their faces. And then it's like, oh, I only help people I know, kind of thing. Well, that's not the way to be, the humanity's sake, get out your phones or your devices. They're sitting there in a broad day sunlight. Don't look at the beautiful of the nature, but stare down your phones. And it's like, do I live in another world? And it's like, and I see these things. Oh, it's just, as I said, I mean, you're right, Rebecca, not being so disheartened with it all, because I see so much, and it's like, it's just little observations, little things. And for example, I don't normally go up a store on a Sunday, but I needed some nutrition, things I run out of, bananas and things, trying to get healthier. And I couldn't believe how many cars there were and how many people were just going about, not looking up, waking up and seeing what's going on, observing and with the weather and, the toxins and stuff. And they're going on with the little kids and the families out the cars and shop, commercialism. And I stopped just for 5 minutes and observe around me, around my little where I were. And it was just I'm the only one looking up and waking up around me, observing. And it's like so many people are just mindsets, unfortunately, are so down. And it's just like, it's just constant now. It's getting worse instead of better. And it's a shame.
Well, it's like I said here locally, I felt that there was more aware and stuff of this stuff than I thought, granted, like I said, there are a lot of things they still need to know and learn.
Yes, yeah.
Whereas they think that there are actually sides.
Yeah,
not, like the countries and stuff. That's the thing that I'm having the most difficulty with here locally, but that's something I'm working on,
That's what I tend. I'm obviously in a town, not in a countryside myself, and for example, the couple of people, right? A lady I gave some clothes away free, like end of last year, for example, and I couldn't use. So, for example, I'll go back in the same store like 2 or 3 months later, and when I'm able to, she blanks me. And hold on, you know, I like to treat people the way they treat me. I'm just friendly,
Right.
you know, to me. And if I can help somebody out, you know, that's what you do. That's what it's brought up to be. And it's a shame for whatever reason, you know, people's got their problems, but I could tell, you know, the body language and the way the words, you listen out for the key words and the eyes,
Yeah.
and it's a shame. It's like stone cold attitude. And then the other day, Monday, yeah, it were like I go in there and it was like a patronising, pretending to be helpful. Oh, just come at the front of the queue. Hold on. Her behaviour all changed. And she's just ordinary worker, just doing a job. And no, I don't want special treatment. I'm just like anybody else. Hi, how are you? Kind of thing. None of that this time. And it's a bit like whatever's going on in their lives. But you know, whether her boss has told her not to be too friendly to people going in or whatever, don't know. But it was absolutely really like 360, like I'm a stranger again. And after that effort, just being polite and building rapport, you know, for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what biker, absolutely creepy. And for example, I've got a couple of neighbours. One did my CDs, meditation, you know, for a couple of years. And then the past months, he's absolutely gone complete opposite. Absolutely what I don't get this, you know. I mean, are they drinking the Kool-Aid or what? Because I tell you, it's like because I started to thought, what's wrong with these people's behaviour? They're meant to be the natural health, similar, like-minded, you know. And we got on that one. There's only a couple of people sometimes you can get on with. And then he's changed. And then I get weird couple of emails from him about like a subject I knew about already, about 5G technology, you know. And then I email back polite, how are you? Like personal, you know, thank you for your link, how are you? Like generally being polite. Nothing. I'll give up, I tell you. And then I got another one that's got his own problems, bless him. And he's the one that helped plate my flat for me.
Yeah.
And so I had this door finally repaired. And then I thought this bloody top lock's not working. So I'm texting him. And now the weather's a bit better today, thank goodness, apart from the usual. And I text him and I says, if you're about, you're not busy, he's got his own problems, you know, it's respect the boundaries kind of thing. And I said to get just help check the lock. And unfortunately, whatever reason, he'd never ever not text me or like say yes or no kind of thing. You can only ask. There's always a no, isn't there? And it's always been very friendly. But suddenly as well, there's all these people being a bit negative. Is it something in the water? And hold on, it's not me. It's weird. And yeah, and I said in text like being polite, just making a note. I thought, nah, you know, there's got to be something else going on because we all get our own issues now and again. And give him benefit of the doubt, but no, the same attitude. It's like the door lock was okay in the end, and but his mannerism was a bit odd, very strangely changed. Whether it's not he's gone back to watching the program on TV again, I don't know. We got on because he was similar. He wasn't awake in a certain subjects, I know, but some of it he were. And he's been and made a lot of personal changes for himself. I could see it in him.
That's good.
But then he's gone back downhill again. Listen, you know, in a space of 2-3 months.
That sucks.
Yeah, so all I can do is just like give them their space, you know, like I'm in the car park earlier watching, saw a beautiful bird, beautiful singing blackbird, lovely it were.
That's the best meditation there.
Yeah, that's form of meditation to watch nature.
Absolutely. So the heat though of the sun was on my head, heat stroke, but it was lovely. And then I'm waiting for, we're talking about just now, Rebecca, about medications for you or something like that. And I'd typically, the way it works in UK, in my situation, people are, if you don't accept certain medication and the norm of things, but then you don't have to take them, if you know what I mean, without anybody knowing about it, you just got to do a certain other ways around it. I wouldn't advise anybody not to stop taking things without.
Do your research.
Yeah, that's it. And that's what I've been doing. But my nosy neighbour, I call him, this posh car comes out as my delivery bloke turns up. And this time he's with a new bloke, a stranger I don't know, which I'm always conscious of. And it's a boiling hot day, as I say. And he comes out with all these, he says, do you know how long I've known her? Meaning me. And he comes out personal comments, nothing to do with nobody. And I had to correct him, put him in his place. And I said, excuse me, you're not giving anything, divulging away. But he says, do you know how long I've known her? Like, trying to quote years. So I said, you know how sometimes you have to laugh things off with people because they're deliberately trying to, like, provoke a reaction. And I could tell that straight away with him. So it didn't work. And then yes, being a female in a wheelchair, you know what I mean? It was like two blokes in the vehicle, him bloody behind me, trying to give me a nice lolly. So I'm trying to be polite. You never know what's in the nice lolly, by the way. And I'm just saying, yeah, whatever. I like your sunglasses. Just laughing it off and just being a bit of banter back. You know, having a bit streetwise about it, but knowing what's deeper behind it all. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, because unfortunately, when you're surrounded with people that are not alert and awakened, sometimes it's like sussing out their body language and the key words they use, and then knowing what you can say freely without the it's just sad, really. Some people's mentality, although you're free thinking, you're trying to be interactive and be friendly with people, their mindsets and their own situations not acceptable to that. There's nothing you can do.
It's going to go back to the true self-activation there. They're not truly being activated in that way. Or maybe they were, and they just got switched back off.
That's it.
You know, that's the way I'm looking at that now. You know, you have to with that. You know, and it's not. You can't save the whole world on your own like that. It's you got to save yourself first. And then you know, lead by the example, and you know, more people will see that and follow suit. This is
it.
Absolutely. You can't go out there and preach and expect them to magically get it, you know, because that's not going to happen. It takes time, you know, and
action.
Yes.
Action speaks louder than words. So
yeah, it's like I was waiting in the car park when I saw that bird, and it's beautiful, and I was just like taking in the rays. And you got your typical nosy neighbours in another block. It's all going on around it, and they're staring out the window because I got my phone out to take a picture of the bird, and I thought, finally, got the lovely nature on camera. And this lady turns up, lives in the area with a bunch of flowers for somebody and a card, and she goes to the wrong block of flats, and I mind my own, watching the bees don't get near me, and my nosy neighbour comes out and tells her she got the wrong location, and so she goes back in the car for 20 minutes, and I'm just chilling out, you know, listening to the beautiful sound of the birds, and she comes out again, goes to the wrong block, and then she comes up to me. So perhaps I was approachable. I don't know, because I'm just too chilled out. And she says, "Oh, she must have checked out the location when she really needed to go." So I just knew exactly then when she found out where she wanted to go, and just diverted her where to go to. And of course, if I hadn't sat out there, she would have been going around circles around town forever. But she eventually got to her destination because I told her where exactly she needed to go. my neighbour told her the wrong direction. And it's pure luck that I happened to be there, just thinking of monkeys and just enjoying the bit of sunshine, and somebody got lost and got there, got what they needed to be done. So this guy got his bunch of flowers, who's a professor at some university, just give me all the information out, and so somebody's been happy today as a result of that.
Oh. Well, it's like I'm sorry.
Yeah, can't
we go on our break.
Sorry.
Where we work, it's like right there at the woods, and I started that, them doing that, going out and walking in the woods a little bit there on break, and that carries over into their home life as well. So, getting their own families out and into the nature and just walking around and appreciating for what it is, because we are nature. We're all a part of the nature. Y'all know that though. Anyway, okay. I'm sorry, y'all. I have to cut this short. But y'all can stick around afterwards here. So anybody wants to come in after, just let me know there somehow. So anyway, take care, everybody. We'll be here for a little bit. So I'll see y'all. Take care. I love y'all and see y'all. So see ya.